Hi, Heather. I'm glad they ruled out laryngomalacia with your daughter, but also I didn't catch it, and I'm really surprised. Probably that's a problem with phones versus. Sorry, I'm just gonna move this just a smidge. You can tell I'm from New York, a smidge. When you're working with your child with their development, you really want to make sure that I didn't catch the pulse oximeter. And so I'm going to tag you in a video on where that could be going here. I've got my camera flipped because I've got the power cord and it's throwing off my eyes. So the pulse oximeter is what's catching her, and she's going off of that. You have to keep the pulse oximeter on. We have to check her respiratory, but when you have it off and go off, you've got to go in and do pelvic work. There's like 6 really simple little lessons I'm going to post up too of where to go for that to work on the pelvis. You really have to be careful when you're working with the early stages of CP of going to equipment-based sustainability. We do not learn balance from an inanimate object, and that's not the objective for any of her movements. Her objectives are weight transfer, transitional movements, and rotational responses. And the more we put her where we're taxing out her balance and testing her balance and thinking she's going to learn it that way, you're actually going to get more spasticity than less, right? Because sitting on a board is not a functional movement, right? It's a test, and we don't test until we know something, and she doesn't know it. And so you really want to watch that and work with her accordingly. I would get into the Worried Parent Support Program because it has all my developmental programs. But if you're shooting to bypass because she doesn't have the rolling over, she doesn't have the grabbing the feet, she doesn't have the sitting, all of that, but you're going into that, then go into my pre-standing course and work there, because you've really got to watch your hand position. Here we don't do any clam hands, right? I call it like playing the clarinet. Your fingers need to be free. So that's where you get that counter responses in standing versus a static pose. She already has enough static poses. That's what cerebral palsy is. We need her to starting to go into those transitional movements. Thanks.